For you today, petty, Donald Trump. Mad at Canada, renames Lake Ontario, one of the five Great Lakes, renames Lake Ontario, Lake America. Yeah, yes, he did. So now he didn't rename uh, the Gulf America to the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Now he's renamed Lake Ontario to Lake America. And it just show you how these damn Europeans think they can rename things anyway. This is a lesson. This is a lesson that you can see where people just go and change shit when they get ready to. That's why when you go into Africa, you got all this, Lake Victoria, Lake Albert, Lake Edward. Ain't no damn Lake Victoria in Africa. Ain't no damn Lake Edward or no damn Zimbabwe used to be called Rhodesia, named after what's his name? Cecil Rhodes, another European imperialist, colonialist. And so they just show you how they can take any, and reality is, when you think about it, I don't know. If it's some of it territorially is in the United States, do the United States have a right to name it what they want? You can go in certain certain countries, and if a body of water or is in more than one nation, it'll be 4 5 different names for that lake, or whatever, that river in a particular area. If it's in their territory, they name it what they want to name it. But petty ass Donald Trump then renamed Lake Ontario to Lake America. Now, most people just learn how to say Lake Ontario shit, They probably don't know what it is no damn way. Half the people don't know nothing about geography, so it ain't gonna be no major disruption that, he names it Lake America, because they don't even know what Lake Ontario at. Only the people, maybe the Canadian, maybe people live in Upper Michigan on there, over there. Yeah. But they don't give a damn about that. But that just show you how petty Donald Trump is. You know, he gonna rename it on your ass. They like, they want to slap a 50% tariff on my shit, you know, want to, 50 and say Canada been robbing America. How the hell couldn't a little ass, how could a little nation like Canada rob the United States? And if they let them rob them, you supposed to be the big bad economic military bully on the planet. And you mean to tell me little Canada, population ain't but about 30 million? Population ain't even but about 30 million. Maybe they might have grew a little bit with some immigration, but Canada ain't that large. California is probably bigger than Canada. That's how, matter of fact, ain't no probably to it. California is bigger than Canada. Economy crushing Canada's economy. So when Donald Trump say it's not a state, I don't know what he mean by that. I don't know if he means a nationalistic state or a state within a union. I don't know what he's talking about. But California economy is bigger than Canada's. What up, family? So, and I don't know. I don't know shit. I don't know, I don't know New York. I don't know if New York is bigger than Canada, but it's damn close. And it probably generating more money than Canada too. So yeah, Texas. Texas is bigger than Canada. Texas is bigger than Canada too. Economy bigger than Canada. So, when you got states within the union that is larger, not just population wise, economically, I don't know. I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it back. Just I'm growing, but when I do, it'll be bigger than ever. Don't worry. You know. But anyway, yeah, when you got states within the union that's bigger than Canada, that's real. That's actually real. That it's not, us, well, we don't want to say it ain't a state, but it ain't got that kind of weight. It don't. It don't have that kind of weight, real talk. Canada got a lot of resources, though. That's not what it is. You got a lot of resources, got a lot of land. Got a lot of resources, got a lot of land. But Canada is much like all them European nations, man. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers empty compared compared to the geography of the land. Many of them European nations is empty. I don't even see how they could militarily defend the goddamn land. I don't. I believe that's why they created NATO, in order to help one another out. Because some of them nations over there ain't no more than about 7 million, 10 million, 13, 14 million people. Especially some of them like them Scandinavian man, them peoples over there is in a population decrease like a motherfucker. Real talk. You talking about population decrease, and I don't think Canada was ever that big, no way. It wasn't ever that big, no way. So them Europeans came over here and got them a nice lick with Canada. Yeah, the British Crown got them a nice little lick with Canada. They money, they King Charles still on the money. They probably left Elizabeth on some of it. I believe so. They left her on some of the money. But uh Donald Trump reading, you recently found out NATO Jewish surname. Wow, that's crazy. It's a Jewish surname. Wow, I wonder what it means. I'm gonna have to find out what it means. NATO. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. You learn something every damn day. You sure do. But anyway, yeah, Donald Trump, he just, he on his egotism, his yeah, he on his what they narcissistic, psychotic, when he, he do anything that he feel will intimidate you. And so, and belittle in Canada. He gonna belittle Canada and and try to force them into state becoming the 51st state. They ain't gonna be. They got some fat. They got a few fat cities over there. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna it ain't gonna carry no damn nation. But they got Toronto, they got Calgary, they got Vancouver, Montreal, but that's about it. Them four cities is what they got. That's what they got, and the rest of that shit just like igloos and moose farms and shit. That's what you got over there. Real talk. So so I don't know. They still don't want to be bullied, and that's okay. Not to want to be bullied. And Donald Trump, you on some imperialistic shit. You can't bully every goddamn body because somebody might want to be friends with Canada. You know what I'm saying? Right next door, and you don't want that. Now, if they pick up and choose China, some adversary to be their beneficiary, your ass is in trouble. So Donald Trump better think long and hard about that, because he already fucked up over in Iran. And so, yeah, you gonna fuck around and fuck up over next door in Canada. And you gonna really be, I mean, man, what the fuck is wrong with the man? He need to really seriously sit the hell on down. What up, family? Sit down and figure out, man's a real nationalistic strategy, because this shit he doing, man, is it ain't gonna work. Not without no boots on the ground. So you gonna become the next Hitler. You gonna have to put boots on the ground and take what you want. But anyway, family, click that link down there, Patreon. Get over there, work out with the general. I got some amazing, amazing videos on Patreon, over 600 that you cannot see anywhere else. I see you black here in a minute. Boom.